on. Shall we go say hello to Dee?
Oh, Dee
wants to see
there she is.
Can you say hi? Huh?
Andy.
Oh, can't you say good morning?
Good morning.
Huh?
Oh, guess he's not awake yet.
He's looking at Grandma's toast. I think he wants a piece of toast.
How about that, son? What were you thinking about? You looked like you were thinking of something very pleasant when we came in.
I was just thinking about something that happened at work yesterday. Speaking of work, I better get there, else I'm going to be late.
Come on, I'll take it. Fine, sit over here and have your toast.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day, honey.
Thanks.
There you go.
Oh, boys, I saved a little extra room.
So what else did Lisa say?
No, she loves being in New York.
Well, of course, with all the stores.
Yeah, she told me she was going to shop all day. Bennett's going to stay in the hotel room working on his book. She's a little worried about Bennett.
Why?
It seems he's got some kind of migraine headaches. According to Mom, they come on without any warning and are pretty bad. New York has had a bad effect on him that way.
It doesn't surprise me.
You knew about the headaches?
No, but Bennett has always been such an intense man. I mean, you know, he seems uptight most of the time. It would have to affect him physically eventually, you know? Especially in a city like New York.
Yeah, I guess.
Something else is bothering you, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah. You knew how relieved you were when you found Martin Blake alive in that sanitarium.
Yeah, oh, yes, I was, yeah. I could put aside one suspicion I had about Bennett.
One thing worries me, and I wish it could be cleared up before Mom marries Bennett.
What's that?
The question of Ruth. What really happened to her?
Well, according to Dr. Karnofsky, Ruth went off with another man. In fact, there were lots of men, Tom.
Yeah, but that's second-hand information that the doctor got from Hester Pierce.
Yes, that's true. But, you know, Hester brought her brother to the doctor, you know. I don't think she'd lie to the psychiatrist. He was her only hope of reaching Martin, perhaps curing him.
Maybe, but I wouldn't trust that woman for a second, Grant. She's lied to Mom over and over again. She's even tried to frighten her away from the Willows. She hated Ruth. She'd say anything against her she could. You see, if Ruth was really that kind of a woman, why would she have stayed with Bennett as long as she did? And why would Bennett have been so crushed when she left him?
You have a point. But there seems little hope of tracing Ruth's whereabouts. That part of the story just may remain a mystery. Even after Lisa has married Bennett and become the second Mrs. Hadley.
Hester! Door's open, so I let myself in. Hester, where are you? Ruth? Hester. Oh, good heavens, you certainly gave me a fright. When I saw you from a distance going to this room, for a moment I thought it was...
How are you, Henry?
Well, I'll be all right after I get over this little surprise. Huh. I've never seen you dressed up like that.
Do I look so different, Henry?
Well, it's not like you to wear a dress like that.
Because it's so feminine?
Done something with your hair.
Yes, I have. I know I'm a very plain woman, Henry. I've always known it.
I didn't say that, Hester.
You didn't have to. All my life, I've wished I hadn't been born so plain. If I'd been a woman like Ruth, or like Lisa Coleman, maybe Bennett would have loved me the way he loved them.
Hester, you mustn't say things like that.
Why not?
It's not good to think that way.
The thoughts are in my mind. I might as well say them.
Why are you dressed up like this?
I was here all by myself. I found this dress hanging in the closet, and so I tried it on.
It was one of Ruth's, wasn't it?
Yes. But it's not hers anymore. She's gone now. Oh, they had a terrible fight, Bennett and Ruth, about this dress. I'll never forget that fight. She brought it to wear when she was going to sit for her portrait.
They fought about the dress?
Bennett hated it. He said she looked like a harlot, not like his wife. Of course, he didn't stop loving her, did he? So I tried it on, I fixed my hair, and I looked in the mirror. I could see the answer there for myself.
Hester, I've always known how you felt about Bennett. Probably more than you should have. And I've known that the depth of your feeling has probably not been suspected by Bennett.
Oh, I think that he has suspected it. I think that he's known. But he didn't care.
And I know that it has caused you much unhappiness.
Yes. It's made me unhappy.
But nevertheless, it isn't...
Oh, you don't have to tell me, Henry. I've told myself it's over now.
What's over?
I am not going to be unhappy anymore. I know that Bennett will never be interested in me as a woman. I know there will never be anything personal between us. I've accepted that.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes. Well, it's taken me long enough, hasn't it?
That doesn't matter. If you accept that now, it's going to be much better off for you.
Lisa Coleman has become the center of Bennett's life, just as Ruth was before.
Yes, but I hope that the relationship is a better one.
How can it be?
Well, I think Lisa is a very sensible person. I think she's very much more aware of things than Ruth was. And I think that Lisa's genuinely in love with Bennett. I think it could be a good marriage.
You don't know.
What?
You should have sent her away.
What are you saying?
I tried my best to talk Bennett into sending her away.
Lisa? Why?
With her around, that insane jealousy will be stirred up in him again. You've seen that jealousy before, Henry, but not the way I have. I thought it was put to rest when Ruth...
What were you going to say?
Oh, I have said enough. I am not going to worry about Bennett anymore. He doesn't listen to what I say anyway. Nothing I can say or do will make him consider what might happen after he's married to Lisa, when he thinks he owns her.
Owns her?
Well, that's really the way he felt about Ruth. You may think that Lisa is a different person, but that doesn't change the way Bennett feels about her.
This idea of owning someone, it's ridiculous.
I know. But that's what happens when Bennett falls in love. The woman becomes his most prized possession. If Lisa even dares to look at another man, it will all start again.
His insane jealousy?
Yes. But there is nothing that I can do to prevent it now. I'm not going to even think about it anymore.
Well, I think you've taken the right attitude, Hester. It doesn't do you any good to torture yourself about things that you cannot change. It will only bring on another breakdown. Just as long as you accept the fact that Bennett is in control of his destiny, and you don't have to worry about him.
I'm not worried about him now. It's Lisa that I'm worried about. She loves him so much she can't see the terrible change that lies ahead. By the time she does, it might be too late.
Valerie, I can't thank you enough for picking up the turkey for me at the Hollister Farms. It is a beauty.
Good. I'm glad you like it. Well, I was dropping Nancy's off, and I thought I'd bring yours while I was on my way.
I'm awful glad you did. That way we can all have a nice visit before I go off to work.
Yes, we can. Oh, I was going to come by last night. As a matter of fact, Ralph drove me in after dinner, and we stopped by, but all your lights were out.
Oh, well, we were over here for dinner.
Oh.
But you didn't leave that late.
Well, I know we didn't.
And then Kate wanted to come by leaving later on after we left Mary's, but I thought it was a little too late by then.
I think it's probably just as well you didn't stop by. Betsy and I had a long heart-to-heart when we got home last night, and after that, things were a little bit strained.
Oh. Is something wrong, Kim?
To be perfectly honest, yes. It seems that while I was out of town, Betsy and her friend Lois had a big party at our apartment.
Oh. I can't believe that.
And neither could I at first.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes.
Kim, how big a party was it?
Well, I don't really know for sure, but it was big enough for the neighbors on both sides to complain about the noise.
Oh, that's what that was all about. You mean you had no idea she was going to have a party when you were away?
None. Of course, you know, she did this one other time with she and Lois. There were only 2 boys involved that time. That was the night that John walked in and found them dancing and
Right.
drinking wine.
But you had talked with Betsy about that.
Oh, well, you bet I did. I thought I'd made it absolutely clear to her that she wasn't allowed to entertain her friends without having my permission, and that I wanted to be there.
But she went ahead and planned this party and didn't tell anyone.
How long did this party last?
Well, not long, I guess. Fortunately, Melinda and Matt stopped by to water the plants. That was the end of the party.
Sure. Was there drinking again?
Yes. Betsy said they had a keg of beer. She didn't have any, but still it was wrong and she knew it. So unfortunately, I've had to set up some pretty stiff ground rules for her. She absolutely must learn to handle responsibility now. You know, it can't be put off.
I just feel awful that this happened when Betsy was with us. David and I were responsible for her, and we had no idea that anything like this was going on.
Ellen, I don't blame you for what happened.
Well, I blame myself. I should have been more alert.
Oh, my goodness, that's impossible. How could you possibly check on the whereabouts of a teenager every minute that they're out of the house? You couldn't. Besides which, you shouldn't have to. You should be able to trust them. And Betsy's broken that trust, and until she earns it back, she's going to have to live with these rules.
I just wonder how much Lois had to do with all this.
Oh, plenty. You can bet on it.
Even Kate said she didn't think Lois was a very good influence on Betsy. She said she thought she had some really grown-up ideas.
Well, I'm inclined to agree with her. I've told Bets that the only time she can see Lois now is when the 2 of them are at our house. And unfortunately, that wasn't too popular a decision either. You know, the thing is, I don't want to spoil these wonderful years for her, and I don't want to keep her from making new friends. I also don't want to spoil the wonderful relationship that we've always had.
I don't think that'll happen. Betsy's always been very responsible and very level-headed.
Well, counting on that now more than ever.
How was Betsy this morning?
Oh, polite and very reserved. She wanted to go out after school tonight with Lois and her other friends, and I told her she absolutely had to come straight to the bookstore. I realized that this could make her even more rebellious and deceptive. I just pray that that doesn't happen.
Unbelievable. I've never seen Kim so...
She's definitely not letting you come over my house anymore? Not even to study?
No, only at my house.
Oh, I hope my mother doesn't start asking questions. How come your friend Betsy doesn't come over here anymore? She's such a nice girl. I'm going to have to think of some good excuse because it's just like her to go call your stepmother. If she does, I'll really be up a creek. I'll never get out at nights.
Sorry.
Well, that doesn't help. What reason can I give my mother that you're not coming over anymore?
I don't know. But I'm not going to lie.
Not ever?
No.
You know what I think? You're overreacting.
Lois, You heard what Kim said, though.
Who cares what Kim said? She's being unfair. Those rules of hers are coming out of the dark ages. If you knuckle under to them, you're going to lose Jamie and every other friend you've made so far. You'll end up just like you were when I met you, remember? Lonely and different. But if that's what you want... Hey, listen, I've got to get to class.
When Ian was here in the hospital, I remember envying you, Connie, because you were assigned to his case.
I was pretty impressed myself. I know a lot of girls out there would like to be able to see Ian McFarland any time of day or night, if you know what I mean.
Well, I work with him every day now, too.
Well, I guess it's my turn to envy you, Dee. Hey, listen, while you're here, you ought to stop by the main office and pick up his fan mail. There's a whole huge stack of it down there.
Okay, I'll do that.
It just keeps pouring in. I suggested that they take out an ad in the paper to tell people that he's not in the hospital anymore.
Hi, Dee. What are you doing here?
Ian had to come here for a checkup.
Did you drive him over?
No, we walked. Ian's supposed to have a mile walk every day.
You take it with him?
Yeah. Why not? It's fun and it's very healthy.
It's not going to be once the snow starts.
Well, I don't know about that. How'd your classes go today?
Good. You know, I think I'm going to finish out this semester with an A average.
I'm not surprised. You always wear the brains in the family.
Hi, Annie. Dee.
Nice to see you, Doug.
Hi.
Did Dr. Ferguson leave an envelope for me?
Right there.
Sometimes I really don't understand you.
What do you mean?
You were just so pleasant to Doug just now.
I'm not going to let it bother me anymore.
Well, it bothers me every time I see him. I can't believe you still don't wonder why he broke it up with you so abruptly.
I'm trying not to think about it. It doesn't do any good to wonder. It doesn't help to...
Well, it's great to see both my daughters here at the same time.
Hi, Dad.
And with your current work schedule, that's almost an impossibility.
Now, you can't tell me I'm working too hard. I'm just relaxing, talking to my sister.
Well, I know why you're here. I'm running some tests for Bob on Ian McFarland.
Actually, there is something I could do while I'm waiting. Pick up Ian's mail in the main office. If he's looking for me, tell him I'll be back in a little while.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad to see her in such high spirits.
I am, too.
Oh, Doug.
Hi, David. Listen, excuse me. I was wondering if you could spare some time this afternoon. I need to talk to you.
Well, I can now that my able assistant is here.
I think that's a hint for me to get to the lab.
No.
Well, I'll go soon. Doug, I just wanted to wish you a happy holiday tomorrow.
Oh, thank you, Annie.
Are you and Marcia planning a big dinner?
No, just a few people. I have to come in and work part of the day.
Well, I'll see you at the lab.
Okay. Connie, if Dee comes looking for me, tell her I couldn't wait. And tell Mr. McFarland to wait here for her. She'll be right back.
Okay, will do.
Listen, Annie,
Yes.
I appreciate the good wishes. I mean, things have been so strained between us lately.
Doug, I don't believe in holding...
What's wrong?
Your wife just got off the elevator. I'm going to the lab now. Goodbye, Doug.
Okay.
It's always so interesting to drop in here at Memorial. You never fail to see something interesting.
Okay, Marcia, why don't you just come to your point?
The point is simply that I thought you'd given Annie up in order to avoid a possible scandal. But perhaps I was wrong, huh?
Why are you here?
I have a meeting of the fundraising committee. I have my duties here at Memorial, too, remember? I'm glad I ran into you. I know you're still working late nights.
That's right.
Well, you're going to have to readjust your schedule tonight because, for a change, I won't be home until quite late.
Oh, where are you going?
I accepted a dinner invitation from the DeHavens.
By yourself?
Yes.
Well, it seems odd, doesn't it? Didn't they ask both of us?
No. I told Mrs. DeHaven you wouldn't be available. That's true, isn't it?
Yes, it's true. I'm just surprised you didn't ask me to clear my schedule and make myself available. You know, it's dinner at a board member's house.
Are you being sarcastic?
No. That's your specialty.
I accepted this invitation because sitting at home every evening alone is not my idea of living. I'm about to suffocate. get out.
So, get out.
Can you take care of Brian tonight?
I'll be happy to. Is there anything else?
No, I'm sure you have all sorts of other things to attend to here.
I do.
Jeff,
Oh, hi, Marcia.
I don't particularly like being hung up on.
Look, I told you. I mean, I was on my way to the hospital when you called.
Okay. All right. I'm just put it down to catching you at an inopportune moment.
No, why don't you put it down to what it really is, Because it would make it easier for both of us. I mean, I don't understand why you can't accept the fact that you and I have nothing more to talk about.
I don't agree. We've known each other for many years. We had something special going once. You said so yourself.
You walked out on that a long time ago. That's the end of that story, Marcia.
You haven't ever really forgiven me for walking out on you, have you?
Look, I don't see any need to dig into that now, Marcia.
Maybe not, but made my point, haven't I? We do have something to talk about.
That's not the way I see it.
Well, I think you owe me at least one talk. Huh? I won't make you uncomfortable, I promise. I desperately had to talk to you about something you said to me the other day.
All right. If talking will end this, I will talk. When?
Tonight at your place.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I've got plans.
It's too bad, because I just cleared my schedule for the entire evening.
Yeah, so, Marcia, I still can't make it.
Well, tomorrow's out because that's Thanksgiving, so what about the next night, huh?
All right, but not my place.
Why not? Don't you trust me?
I think you know the answer to that.
Where do you want to meet then?
I'll tell you what, I will call you the day after tomorrow and set it up, all right? Bye. Oh, hi, Sheila.
Hi.
Well, are you working at this branch now?
Yeah, I just came by to relieve Melinda. They need her at the other branch.
Uh-huh. You gonna have a break soon?
Is that an invitation?
Hmm?
Well, you know, you almost forgot the last time.
But I won't this time.
Okay.
Okay.
Connie, would you post these for me, please?
Oh, yeah, right away.
Oh, hello, Barbara. Hello? Yeah, I haven't seen you since I ran into you up here when you were on your way out to lunch with Tom. How have you been?
Just fine. I can see you're just fine. I've never seen you looking better.
Thanks. It seems like my whole life is just kind of going perfectly. And I think that this Thanksgiving is going to be one of the best in the true sense of the word.
I'm glad to hear it.
Well, I wish I could talk more, but I just brought these books up to drop off for a patient.
Okay.
See you soon.
Grant, Ralph asked me to meet him here after his meeting with Don, but Mary just said that they took off and they haven't come back yet. Do you know when they're coming back?
Not exactly, no. I do know they went to see Jay, though.
Oh, how's that coming?
Well, Jay has a lot to account for still. Donald went to see the suppliers that Jay's worked with, and, Valerie, there are some pretty big discrepancies.
Oh, dear. Are they going to confront Jay with this?
I want to face him with it, John. Hope they can straighten it out.
Boy, I hope they can. I hope they can do it amicably.
I hope so, too. But you know the trigger temper Jay has.
Sure, and he's, probably a lot worse when he's under pressure.
Yes. Yeah, I'll put him through. Hello, Don. Yes, Valerie's here talking with Grant. Sure, I'll give her the message. Yeah, I'll see you when you get back to the office. Don wanted me to tell you that he and Ralph went over to Jay's house. He wasn't there.
They call his office?
Yeah, he wasn't there either. Finally, they went over to talk to the foreman at the site of the shopping center. Nobody's seen Jason since last night, or nobody's talked to him today. Don has a feeling he may have run off because of what Don's uncovered.